right, everybody. Hey, this is Andre from Evolutions, and today we're talking about one of our heroes, Warren Buffett. He is critically known as the Oracle of Omaha. He once had somebody pay $4.6 million just to have a lunch with him. A couple of different things that are interesting. In 2013, he made $37 million a day. And why we're saying all this is because we're trying to learn a little bit more about him and what he's brought to the table. You know, it's clearly we're not five richest men in the world like Warren is today, but some of the principles that he has are something that we can ourselves move forward. In addition to that, in the next few series and the next few interviews, you'll be seeing Stuart and myself interviewing more and more people and how they have used other life lessons to increase their wealth and their opportunities throughout life. So without further ado, getting right into Warren Buffett and his principles of investing, specifically in COVID times and after. Number one, don't stress about the headlines. So many people have talked about, you know, the fear pandemic relating to them simply because they're glued to the TV. They're not watching in terms of what opportunities may exist during the times. They're fearful, and rightfully so, because of their health. But there's things that definitely the media blows up furthermore that you can take into account. Number two, you got to think long term. Some of these investments that you're quick to think to rush into, you want to make sure that you know you do your due diligence on them. Consult with the team if you're able to consult with the team. You know, a lot of people are missing out on the Joneses in terms of trying to buy perhaps a piece of real estate or a piece of cryptocurrency. If you don't have experience with those assets and those classes, it's always a good choice to pick somebody that's already has experience that can help walk you down the path. Third, you want to focus on value. Even though you don't know the complex workings of Uber or McDonald's or Tesla, you can do some historic averages, right? What were those prices of those corporations a year ago? And before I get too much further, you know, I'm not licensed to give stock advice, but this is strictly a representation of how Warren Buffett and his investing philosophy is. So just want to make sure we're clear about that 100%. So he's always focused on value in terms of what is that company today? How will it be affected by the current conditions and the conditions moving forward? So for instance, if you're thinking airline stocks, right, like a Southwest, they've always had great customer service. They've always been amazing to work with in terms of the refund policy or the luggage policy. Will those things change? And what will it look like if perhaps, you know, those airplanes aren't carrying as many people anymore? Is that something that you want to invest in? Do you think they're going to be around for the long time haul? Another thing that he's always saying, number four, is to choose stocks over bonds. The reason why is he clearly thinks that the stock market itself is typically a much more ripe opportunity for gains versus a more conservative approach to bonds. Not here to disagree or agree, but I would say that each person look at their own scenario to see if that choice makes the best sense for them. If you are going to choose stocks, number five that Warren Buffett says is potentially think about investing in an index fund, which is basically playing the entire market versus playing an individual stock. Over the historical perspective of investing, the stock market has returned fairly good returns compared to other asset classes. In addition to that, over a long haul, it's been for the average investor much easier to pick a stock that plays the entire field versus trying to pick one company that may go up or down. So those are always things that to be considered when you're choosing that. Number six, do not borrow money to invest in your next investment. You should have a stable platform. Stuart and I have talked about it in the past. What is your emergency day fund? What are you doing to continue to increase your at bat and also the consistency and stability of where you're at before you invest? So don't borrow to invest. It's just a very volatile time. We wouldn't want you to lose your savings plus have a rough turn in the market kind of eliminate both for you. And then lastly, you know, number seven, he says, skip the crypto. I think I'd say it a little differently. It's just what he said earlier is invest in what you know. For him, he's 89 years old. He doesn't see the value of a return in the next 10 years for crypto for him. So for him and his portfolio, it doesn't make sense. For you, it's still a very volatile asset potentially. There are some inner workings that have great opportunity involved with them, but you never know, and you want to make sure that you're protected. So if you're investing in something, another rule of thumb is, well, right behind us, Warren Buffett is, you never want to lose money. And then number two, you don't want to ever forget rule number one. So just taking it from a man that has been on earth almost 90 years, has other billionaire and mega wealthy friends and investors, and just the ability to learn from him is what we're trying to share today. So if you have an opportunity to review those 7 rules again, I'd highly consider it, especially if you're thinking about what do we do after this COVID-19 period, in terms of, do I buy a house? Do I invest in stocks? Do I buy mutual funds? Do I invest in startups? The answer will be kind of what's your long-term perspective. In addition to that, what are you comfortable making an investment or a bet on? Investments by nature are risky. You could lose some money on them. So what can you do to shore up those opportunities for yourself is what we want you to take the time and really learn for yourself. Once again, this is Andre from Evolutions. We're looking forward to connecting with you and bring the next topic and next speaker up the following week. Stuart, if you may know, he's actually doing some more press work for one of his other projects in terms of marketing. So if you guys get a chance to view some of his projects, please do so. But really looking forward to catching up with you guys next time. I hope you guys enjoyed the opportunity to learn a little bit more from Warren Buffett, the man himself. I think net worth is somewhere. And the other crazy point to bring up is he's lost 20 billion in Q1 of 2020. But we'll see what happens because he's still investing. What happens after this comes out, and he's on the flip side of everything. So once again, enjoy your guys' day, and we will chat soon. Take care.